Benjamin Foster, 38, is a millionaire CEO in Los Angeles with a golden career in music, but a hollow heart haunted by a past mistake. One rainy evening at a shelter charity event, he hears something that stops him cold. A young boy playing an old song. His song. The boy, Liam, only 11, has the same piercing blue eyes and golden hair as Benjamin, and the same melody on a beat-up MP3 player. When the boy says he never met his father and learned music from his late mother, Benjamin's world tilts. That song wasn't public. Only one woman ever heard it. The one he lost years ago, without knowing she carried his child. As Benjamin struggles with guilt and hope, he secretly helps Liam, offering food, warmth, and eventually a DNA test that confirms the truth. But Liam isn't ready to trust. Having grown up in shelters and faced life alone, he questions Benjamin's love and fears it won't last. As the truth unfolds, Benjamin must fight for more than recognition. He must earn the right to be called Dad. Will music be the bridge that heals them? Or will too many missed years keep them apart? Subscribe to see this emotional story of rediscovery, forgiveness, and a bond that only music could bring back to life. Symbol: a battered MP3 player, the quiet proof of a love long lost but never forgotten. Benjamin Foster adjusted the cuff of his navy blazer as the string quartet played softly behind the podium. The Los Angeles skyline glittered through the tall windows of the rooftop shelter facility, where wealthy donors mingled, holding champagne flutes and smiling politely. But Benjamin wasn't smiling. At 38, the CEO of Lyric West Music was polished, powerful, and painfully alone. He nodded at a board member, murmured a greeting, then drifted toward the edge of the crowd. His blue eyes, usually confident, carried a certain fatigue tonight. Every year he attended this event, wrote the checks, gave the speech. But tonight something tugged at him. Then he heard it. A melody, faint but familiar, rose from the hallway beyond the main room. Not the quartet, not piped-in music. Raw, muffled, real. Benjamin turned, heart snagging on the notes. That wasn't just any song. That was his song. He stepped quietly past the crowd, following the faint rhythm until he reached a side room, an old recreational area now dimly lit and scattered with folding chairs. In the corner sat a boy, no older than 11, with tousled blonde hair and piercing blue eyes. A tattered MP3 player rested in his palm, its tiny speaker playing a melody that hadn't been heard publicly in over a decade. Benjamin froze. The boy didn't see him at first. He was humming along softly, tapping the rhythm on his jeans. His sneakers were worn. His shirt had holes. But his face, it was his. Benjamin took a step forward, clearing his throat. The boy looked up. Wide eyes met Benjamin's. The MP3 player stopped. "Hey," Benjamin said, his voice tight. "What song is that?" The boy shrugged. "I don't know. My mom used to play it when I was little. I found this old thing in her stuff. Just keeps playing this one song." Benjamin's breath caught. "What's your name?" "Liam." A silence settled. The name twisted something inside Benjamin. "Do you know who wrote that song?" Liam shook his head. "No, but I like it. It helps me sleep." Benjamin sank onto a chair opposite him, his hands trembling. "I wrote it, a long time ago, for someone I lost." Liam blinked. "Cool." He paused. "Are you, like, famous or something?" A dry chuckle escaped Benjamin. "I guess. I run a music company, Lyric West." "That's you?" Liam's eyes widened. "We listen to your songs here sometimes, when the workers let us." "Here?" Benjamin's voice softened. "You live at the shelter?" "Not really live. I've been to a bunch. This one's just for a few days. They said I might move again." The boy's honesty hit harder than any award speech. Benjamin studied the delicate angle of Liam's nose, the curve of his jaw, features that mirrored his own. "And your mom? Where is she now?" Liam looked away. She got sick a year ago, didn't make it. They said she didn't leave a will or anything. Just me and this. He held up the MP3 player, now scratched and taped at the edges. Benjamin stared at the device. He hadn't seen that model in 10 years. He'd given one to her, and the song, it was never released. Only one woman ever heard it. His chest tightened. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a business card. Would it be okay if I took you somewhere better for the night? Just to get food, maybe see a doctor? Liam hesitated. Are you going to call the police? No, Benjamin said firmly. I'm not here to scare you. I think I might know who you are. Who I am? Liam frowned. I already know. I'm Liam. I'm 11, and I don't have a dad. Benjamin's voice cracked. You might. Liam tilted his head, confused. Why are you being so nice? Benjamin reached over, touching the corner of the MP3's player gently. Because that song, it came from my heart, and I think you might have come from it too. For a long moment, they sat in silence. Then Liam asked, If I go with you, can I keep this? He held up the little player. Benjamin nodded, eyes misting. Of course, it's yours. It always was. The drive from the shelter to the hotel was quiet. Liam clutched the old MP3 player like it was treasure, his fingers curled tight around the frayed earbuds. In the back seat, Benjamin kept glancing over, his heart racing each time their eyes almost met. The resemblance was undeniable. Benjamin broke the silence. Do you remember where you got that song? Liam shrugged. Just found it. My mom used to hum it when she folded laundry. Sometimes she cried. Benjamin's hands tightened on the steering wheel. He hadn't thought about her in years, not deeply. Her name lived like a scar, a woman with wild hair, paint under her nails, and eyes that once saw straight through him. He cleared his throat. Do you remember her name? Liam glanced up. Emily. Emily Hart. It hit Benjamin like a wave. He pulled into the valet loop of the Wilshire Grand and parked instead of handing off the keys. Come on, he said softly. The lobby was warm and full of golden light, the kind that softened even sharp corners. Liam hesitated before stepping in, glancing at the marble floors like they might crack beneath him. He walked with small, careful steps. Inside the suite, Benjamin motioned toward the couch. You hungry? Liam shook his head, but stared at the room service menu like it was written in another language. Can I just take a shower? Benjamin nodded. Of course, everything's clean. Towels on the rack. While Liam disappeared into the bathroom, Benjamin sank onto the armchair. His mind swirled. Emily had never told him. Not a call, not a letter. She vanished the summer he launched the company. He'd searched, yes, but she'd made herself untraceable. A soft knock broke his thoughts. Liam stepped out, wrapped in a robe too big for him. His hair was damp, curling at the edges. Benjamin smiled. Feel better? A little. Liam walked over to the window, staring at the city lights below. You ever think the buildings look like instruments? Benjamin tilted his head. What do you mean? The pointy ones. They're like piano keys. The blinking ones. Drums. Liam's voice was distant. I used to make up songs, just from looking. Benjamin stood and crossed the room. Do you still? Not much. No one listens. Well, Benjamin said gently, I want to hear one, if you ever feel like sharing. Liam gave a small shrug but didn't say no. Benjamin knelt beside his suitcase and pulled something from it. A guitar, dark mahogany with the gentle curves and a polished finish. This was my first one. Bought it when I had $50 to my name. Liam's eyes widened. Benjamin held it out. It's yours now. Try it. Liam took the guitar slowly, like it might break. He sat cross-legged on the floor and strummed. A few shaky chords rang out. Benjamin sat beside him. Is it okay? Liam whispered. It's perfect. For a few minutes, nothing existed but the boy and the strings. Liam hummed quietly, lost in sound. Then he stopped. Can I stay here tonight? Benjamin's voice almost cracked. Yes, of course you can. Liam set the guitar down and leaned against the couch, eyes starting to droop. Most places don't let you stay long. "Well," Benjamin said, tucking a blanket around him, "this time we're doing things differently." As Liam drifted to sleep, the MP3 player fell from his pocket, landing softly beside the guitar. Two objects, worn and new, side by side. A symbol of what was lost and what might be found again. Benjamin watched him sleep, wondering how many nights this child had faced the dark alone. He reached for his phone and dialed. "Danny," he said when his assistant picked up, "call a lawyer and find me the best pediatric doctor in the city." A pause. "Everything okay, sir?" Benjamin looked down at Liam's peaceful face. "Not yet, but it will be." Morning sunlight filtered through the tall windows of the hotel suite, casting warm patterns across the carpet. Liam sat on the floor, guitar resting on his lap, strumming a few quiet chords. His fingers were small, but steady. Benjamin watched from the couch, sipping black coffee, his mind still caught between awe and disbelief. He couldn't shake it. That song. Liam hadn't just found it. He'd lived with it. Private melody, never released, known only to Emily. It had been hers, and now it was Liam's. Benjamin cleared his throat. "Do you remember anything else she used to play?" Liam nodded, eyes fixed on the guitar. "She sang sometimes, mostly at night, always the same ones. Yours." That word struck deep. Yours. "Did she ever say anything about your dad?" Liam shrugged. "She said he used to love music, that he played guitar. She never said his name, just that he was far away, making songs the world would hear." Benjamin swallowed. That wasn't just a clue. That was a message. Emily had known, and she'd kept the truth from him. Liam looked up. "Why are you asking all this?" Benjamin set his mug down and leaned forward. "Because that song you played, the one from the MP3 player, I wrote that, for your mom, before you were born." Liam blinked. "You did?" "I did. And the only person who ever had a copy of that recording was her." The boy's brow furrowed. "So, you think you knew her?" Benjamin exhaled slowly. "Liam, I think I might be your father." Silence. The strumming stopped. Liam set the guitar aside, carefully, like it was glass. "But my mom said he didn't want me. That's why she didn't tell him." Benjamin shook his head, emotion welling in his chest. "That's not true. I didn't know. I swear. If I had, I would have looked. I would have found you." Liam stared at him. Not angry, just searching. "I need to be sure," Benjamin said softly. "That's why I called someone last night. We'll do a DNA test, just to confirm everything." "Okay," Liam whispered. "But what if it says you're not?" "Then I'll still be here," Benjamin said. "You're not going back to the shelter. Not again." Liam nodded slowly, unsure whether to believe him. A knock on the door interrupted them. Benjamin opened it to find his assistant, Danny, holding a sleek black folder. Her expression was tight, her voice low. "We have the legal team ready to initiate the petition," she said. "Also, the investigators' initial findings came in." Benjamin stepped aside. "Come in." Danny opened the folder, revealing a photo of Emily. Older, worn down by time, but unmistakably her. Below the picture were files, shelter admissions, medical records, Liam's birth certificate. No father listed. "She passed away last year," Danny said gently. "Stage 4 lymphoma. No will. No next of kin." Benjamin stared at the document. "She never told me." Danny hesitated. "She wrote a note. It wasn't found until after she died. It's in the file." Benjamin reached for it. The paper was faded, the ink smeared in places. "Ben, if you're reading this, I didn't tell you because I was scared. You had your whole life ahead of you. I didn't want to hold you back. Liam deserved love, even if it wasn't yours. I only hope one day you find each other." Benjamin's hands shook. Liam peeked over his shoulder. Is that from her? Benjamin nodded. Yeah, it is. Liam didn't say anything at first. Then slowly, he stepped forward. She always said my dad made music that mattered. Benjamin folded the letter gently, placing it in his pocket. She was right. Liam picked up his guitar again, then paused. Do you think we could write something? Together? Benjamin smiled, his voice catching. I'd like that. Very much. Outside the window, the city buzzed on, unaware that in this room, two lives were finding their way back to each other, one chord at a time. Late afternoon sunlight spilled across the suite's living room, bathing Liam in gold as he sketched quietly on a hotel notepad. His fingers were stained with pencil lead, and the old MP3 player rested by his side, still playing the looping melody that connected him to a mother now gone and a man he was just beginning to understand. Benjamin watched from the doorway, arms folded, heart tight. What are you drawing? He asked gently. Liam didn't look up. A music room. Benjamin walked over, sitting beside him on the couch. The drawing was rough but filled with heart, walls lined with instruments, windows wide with sunlight, a stool in the middle where a boy sat holding a guitar. That's you? Liam nodded. Mom used to say, music's your home when no place feels safe. I always wanted a place like this. Benjamin's voice caught. We'll make one. Liam finally glanced up. You don't have to say that. I'm not saying it to make you feel better, Benjamin replied. I'm saying it because I want to give you something permanent, something you never have to pack in a plastic bag. Liam stared at him a moment. You mean like the guitar? Benjamin nodded. Exactly. Liam's fingers brushed over the strings, then rested in his lap. Do you think Mom was scared? When she got sick? Benjamin's chest ached. I think she was brave. She raised you through more than I can imagine, and she loved you more than anything. She used to sleep sitting up, Liam whispered, coughing all night. She'd tell me to cover my ears, then sing anyway. A lump rose in Benjamin's throat. I should have been there. Liam shrugged. You didn't know. That doesn't make it hurt less. They sat in silence, the weight of missed time pressing on both of them. Then Liam reached into his backpack and pulled out something small and folded. A piece of paper, creased and worn. He handed it to Benjamin. She made me draw this when I was 7, Liam said. She said if I ever felt alone, to give it to someone who might care. Benjamin unfolded it. A crayon drawing. Simple lines, 2 stick figures standing beneath a music note-shaped sun. One figure had spiky, yellow hair. The other, a small guitar strapped over his shoulder. Beneath it, in a child's handwriting, Me and Daddy, someday. Benjamin's hands trembled. She kept hope alive in you, even when she was fading. She never gave up, Liam said. She just got tired. A knock broke the moment. Benjamin opened the door to find his lawyer, Matt Harris, tall and sharp in a gray suit. We've filed the preliminary paperwork, Matt said quietly. Next step is the DNA test. Results in 48 hours. Liam perked up. Will it hurt? Matt smiled kindly. Just a cheek swab. 2 seconds, I promise. Benjamin motioned Liam over. You okay with this? Liam nodded. Yeah, I want to know. But if it says we're not, can I still stay for a bit? Benjamin knelt beside him. Liam, even if the test said no, I'd still want you in my life. Liam's voice cracked. You mean it? I've never meant anything more. Matt opened a kit and gently swabbed Liam's cheek, then Benjamin's. He packed it away and said, I'll call as soon as it's in. After Matt left, Liam wandered back to the couch, hugging the guitar close. What happens now? Benjamin sat beside him. Now, we rest, we eat, and we make a promise. Liam looked up. What kind? That no matter what the test says, I won't let you go. Liam didn't respond with words. He just leaned over, resting his head against Benjamin's arm. Outside, the city moved fast, but inside the suite, time slowed. Just a boy, a man, and a promise sealed with a crayon drawing that had waited 4 long years to be seen. The next morning, Benjamin woke before the sun. He stood at the window of the hotel suite, watching the quiet city breathe beneath the soft blue dawn. Behind him, Liam was curled on the couch, the guitar still resting beside him, one arm draped over it like it was the only solid thing he trusted. Benjamin turned and quietly stepped into the adjoining room, where his phone lit up with messages. His lawyer had sent an early update. The DNA test was in process, and everything on the legal end was moving. But it wasn't fast enough. Not for Benjamin. He texted Danny. "Book a pediatric appointment today. Full evaluation. Also, find a therapist who specializes in childhood trauma. Private. Gentle." Then he grabbed his coat and slipped out briefly. When he returned 20 minutes later, he carried a white paper bag and a small black guitar case. Liam stirred, blinking sleep from his eyes. "You hungry?" Benjamin asked, holding up the bag. "Bagels. Plain, cinnamon raisin, blueberry." Liam sat up yawning. "Blueberry's my favorite." "Good," Benjamin smiled. "We're off to a strong start." They ate by the window, sunlight now pouring in. Liam was quiet but comfortable, his bare feet swinging gently beneath the chair. After breakfast, Benjamin opened the guitar case and turned it toward Liam. "What's this?" Liam asked. "Something a little lighter, easier to carry. I thought maybe, if you ever wanted to play on the go." Liam ran his hand over the polished wood. "It's really nice." "It's yours." Liam paused. "Why are you doing all this?" Benjamin exhaled. "Because I missed 11 years, Liam. I can't undo that, but I can show up now, and I will." The boy nodded slowly, but didn't smile. Trust, Benjamin knew, would take time. They left the hotel around noon. The clinic was in Westwood. Private, discreet. Liam underwent a full exam. The doctor noted old bruises, undernourishment, slight anemia. "Nothing we can't fix," she said gently. "With rest. Stability." Benjamin's jaw tensed. He'll have both. Afterward, they stopped at a small guitar shop tucked between a bookstore and a smoothie bar. Liam's eyes lit up. Inside, the walls were lined with instruments, strings humming faintly in the quiet. Benjamin crouched beside him. "Pick out any strap you want, for your new guitar." Liam ran his fingers over a display of hand-woven straps, stopping at one stitched with small golden stars. "This one." Benjamin smiled. "Great choice." Back in the car, Liam buckled the strap to his guitar, then hugged it close. "She used to hum the Star Song when I was scared." Benjamin's throat tightened. "The one from the MP3? Yeah, I'd play it and pretend the stars were listening." Benjamin gripped the steering wheel. "They were, Liam. They were." They returned to the hotel just before sunset. On the table, Liam laid out the drawing he'd made of the music room and added a new detail, a second guitar, right beside the boys. It wasn't much, just 2 lines and a curved body, but it made Benjamin pause. "Is that mine?" he asked. Liam nodded without looking up. "Yeah. You said we'd make one together." Benjamin didn't answer. He just gently tapped the edge of the paper and said, "We will." That night, Benjamin sat on the edge of the bed, reading while Liam practiced in the corner. The boy strummed softly, then stopped. "Hey, Benjamin." He looked up. "Do I have to go back? To the shelter?" "No." Benjamin's voice was firm. "Not ever." Liam studied him. "Even if the test says no?" Benjamin stood, walked over, and knelt beside him. "Even then, I don't need a lab to tell me what I already know." For the first time, Liam's mouth twitched. Not a full smile, but close. He held up the guitar. "Wanna write something?" Benjamin took the other guitar resting nearby and nodded. "Let's see what the stars have to say." The call came just after noon. Benjamin stepped into the hotel hallway to take it, heart pounding in his chest like a drumline. "This is Matt." His lawyer's voice came through steady. "DNA results are in." Benjamin pressed the phone tighter. "And?" There was a pause. Then, "It's a match. 99.9% certainty. Liam is your biological son." Benjamin exhaled, knees weakening. He leaned against the wall, whispering, "Thank you." Back inside the suite, Liam sat at the table, scribbling lyrics into a notebook. He looked up as Benjamin entered, eyes hopeful but cautious. "Well?" he asked. Benjamin crossed the room slowly, knelt in front of him, and placed both hands gently on the boy's shoulders. "You're mine, Liam." Liam's mouth parted slightly. He blinked fast, the tension in his small frame trembling at the edges. "You mean it?" he whispered. Benjamin nodded. "I mean it. I always felt it. Now I know it." Liam stared at him a long moment, then held out the notebook he'd been writing in. "I wrote this last night." Benjamin read the words aloud. "I didn't know your face until I saw your eyes, but I heard your voice in the lullabies. Now the stars are real, and the sound is near. Maybe my song is why you're here." Tears blurred Benjamin's vision. Liam looked down. "It's not finished." "It doesn't have to be," Benjamin said softly. "It's perfect." Later that evening, Benjamin sat with Danny and Matt in the hotel lounge. The DNA test made things clear, but legal custody wouldn't be instant. "We'll have to prove paternity to the court," Matt explained, "and that you're capable of full-time care. There's a process." "I'll do whatever it takes," Benjamin said. "Name it." Matt nodded. "We'll need affidavits, a background check, maybe even a home inspection." "I don't care," Benjamin said. "He's coming home." Danny looked up from her phone. "There's something else," she said gently. The investigator found more from Emily. Benjamin froze. "What do you mean?" She left a journal, hidden in a music box. The family who helped Liam during her last days mailed it to the shelter. It arrived this morning. Benjamin opened the envelope carefully. Inside, worn pages lined with her familiar handwriting. He scanned the first entry. "I didn't tell him, I should have, but when I saw the awards, the record deals, the photos, I thought he was too far gone. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was just scared." Another line stood out. "If he ever finds this, tell him Liam is kind, musical, fierce when someone's hurting. He's everything I loved in you, without the fear." Benjamin clutched the journal to his chest, breath shaking. She never stopped loving him. When he returned to the suite, Liam was sitting cross-legged on the floor, tuning the new guitar. He looked up. "You okay?" Benjamin nodded, voice rough. "Your mom. She wrote about you. She said you're fierce, that you protect people." Liam smiled slightly. "She used to say I had her heart but your ears." Benjamin chuckled. She was right. He sat down beside Liam, the journal in his lap. "She thought I was too far away, but she wanted you to find me." Liam's eyes softened. "I think I did." That night, as the city lights twinkled like scattered sheet music, Liam placed the crayon drawing back on the table, but this time he added something new, a third figure. A woman, standing behind the boy and man, arms outstretched like wings. Benjamin noticed it just before bed. "Is that her?" he asked. Liam nodded. "She should be in it too." Benjamin touched the drawing, voice low. "She always was." And for the first time in years, he felt like a song that had finally resolved its final chord. 3 days after the DNA results, Benjamin pulled into the long driveway of his Los Feliz estate with Liam riding quietly in the passenger seat. The boy's eyes widened at the sight. Gated entrance, manicured hedges, ivy climbing stone walls. But he said nothing. Benjamin glanced over. "It's just a house, Liam. What matters is who's in it." Liam nodded but kept his guitar close, holding it like a shield. Inside, the staff had been told to clear the day. No butlers, no assistants, just Benjamin and the boy he barely knew but already loved like life itself. As they stepped into the grand foyer, sunlight poured through the skylights, casting golden light on the dark wood floors. "This way," Benjamin said, leading him down a hallway. They stopped at a wide double door. "I had this built a while ago. Didn't know why back then. I just knew something was missing." He pushed open the doors to reveal a fully outfitted music studio. Glass panels, soundproof walls, keyboards, amps, and a polished baby grand in the corner. Liam stood frozen. Benjamin placed a hand on his shoulder. "It's yours. Ours." Liam took one step inside, then another. "You made this for me?" "I didn't know it at the time," Benjamin said, "but yes, I think I did." Liam walked slowly to the piano, touched a single key. A soft note rang out, filling the room with a warm, clear hum. He looked back. "Can I record here?" "Any time," Benjamin said, smiling. "You can write, sing, scream if you need to." That night, Benjamin found Liam sitting at the studio's mixing desk, scribbling something in a new notebook. "What's that?" he asked, setting a mug of hot cocoa beside him. Liam hesitated, then turned the page around. It was a list. Title: Things That Make Me Feel Real. Benjamin sat beside him reading. Guitar, Mom's humming. Benjamin saying, "You're mine." Stars, the drawing. Writing songs, silence when it doesn't hurt. His throat tightened. "That's beautiful, Liam." Liam looked down. I don't want to feel fake here." "You won't," Benjamin said. "But if you ever do, we talk. Deal?" Liam nodded. A few days later, Benjamin stood before a judge in the family court with Liam beside him, dressed in his cleanest jeans and a button-up shirt Danny had found. His hand clutched the old MP3 player in his pocket like a charm. Benjamin's voice was steady. "I am fully prepared to take responsibility for my son, Liam Hart. I request full guardianship and custody, effective immediately." The judge raised an eyebrow. "Mr. Foster, are you aware of the boy's history, his transitions between shelters, his educational gaps, his trauma record?" "Yes," Benjamin said. "And I've already hired a pediatric therapist, enrolled him in a private music-integrated school, and begun building a home environment centered around his emotional needs." The judge nodded, flipping through the documentation. Then she looked at Liam. "Young man, do you wish to live with Mr. Foster?" Liam stood a little straighter. "He listens to my songs. He doesn't try to fix me. He lets me stay up when I write, and he called me his. I think that means yes." The courtroom fell silent. The judge leaned forward. "Then I'll approve the motion, pending a home evaluation in 2 weeks." Benjamin's hands relaxed. He looked down at Liam, who met his eyes with something new. Trust. Back at the house, they entered the studio again. Liam grabbed his notebook and flipped to a clean page. "Can we start a new song?" Benjamin picked up his guitar. "What do you want to call it?" Liam smiled shyly. "Maybe." After the silence, Benjamin nodded. "Perfect. Let's write it." As they strummed the first notes, Liam slipped the MP3 player into a small box and set it on a shelf. It didn't need to play anymore. He'd found the music in real life. The sun was barely up when Benjamin stepped into his home office, phone already pressed to his ear. "I need the Q3 projections ready for board review," he said, voice clipped. "And reschedule the licensing meeting for next week." His desk was a mess. 2 laptops open, files stacked high, unread emails flashing red. But through the cracked door, he could hear something softer. Liam's voice. Faint humming, then strumming. A few clumsy notes from the studio across the hall. Benjamin's fingers froze over his keyboard. He stood, walked to the doorway, and leaned quietly against the frame. Liam sat cross-legged on the studio rug, hunched over his guitar, headphones dangling around his neck. A page of scribbled lyrics rested beside him. Benjamin stepped inside. "Sounds like a new idea." Liam looked up, startled. "Yeah, just trying something." "You want company?" Liam hesitated. "Only if you're not busy." Benjamin's shoulders lowered. "You're never an interruption." But that wasn't entirely true. By noon, he was back in the chaos. Conference calls, press interviews, ad campaigns. All while, Liam waited in the next room with lunch growing cold. At dinner, Benjamin rushed through his meal. "Tomorrow's packed," he said. "There's a morning interview and a shoot at the label. Maybe we can jam tomorrow night?" Liam nodded, but didn't meet his eyes. "It's okay. I get it." Benjamin didn't press. But that night, when he peeked into Liam's room, the boy was curled up on top of the blankets, fully dressed, holding his guitar like armor. A piece of notebook paper was tucked under his pillow. Benjamin slipped it out gently. "Sometimes I think I'm invisible in a house with glass walls." The words punched through him. The next morning, Benjamin canceled his entire day. He picked up takeout and carried it into the backyard where Liam sat beneath a willow tree, sketching in his journal. Benjamin lowered himself onto the grass. "I read your note." Liam didn't look up. "Wasn't supposed to be for you. I'm glad I saw it. You're not invisible, Liam, but I made you feel that way." A long silence passed. "I didn't want to say anything," Liam muttered. "I didn't want to be sent away." Benjamin's throat tightened. "That's not happening. Ever." Liam's voice was barely above a whisper. "My last foster dad forgot to pick me up for 2 days. I slept at the school. They moved me the next week." Benjamin's heart sank. "I'm not him." Liam finally looked at him. "You're busy. Famous. You have a label and people. And what if you forget?" Benjamin reached into his jacket and pulled out a small object, a gold cufflink. He unclasped it, revealing the etched initials L.E.F. Liam Elijah Foster. "I had this made last night," Benjamin said. "I'm wearing the other one." Liam took it, fingers tracing the letters. "Elijah?" "After your mom's favorite song," Benjamin smiled. "She used to call it your middle name." The boy blinked hard. "That was her lullaby." "I know." Benjamin leaned in. "Liam, I'm learning how to do this. I'll make mistakes, but I'll never disappear." Liam's hand clenched around the cufflink. "Okay." They sat in silence a while longer. Then Liam reached for his guitar. "Want to hear what I wrote?" Benjamin nodded. Liam strummed a soft, hesitant melody. Then he sang, "I drew a door in the wall and waited for a knock. Now there's footsteps in the hall." I think he heard the song. Benjamin's eyes shimmered. "That's beautiful," he whispered. Liam looked up, finally smiling. "You helped me finish it." And as the wind rustled the willow leaves, something unspoken passed between them. Redemption, rebuilding, and a boy finally seen, not just heard. The autumn sun spilled over the hills as the Liam stepped through the gates of Pacific Harmony Academy, a small private school nestled between the city and the coast. A music-focused curriculum, warm teachers, small class sizes. It was exactly what Benjamin had searched weeks to find. Liam clutched his guitar case with one hand, the cufflink Benjamin had given him tucked safely in his pocket. His other hand stayed close to Benjamin's coat. "You okay?" Benjamin asked, kneeling to meet his eyes. Liam shrugged. "It's just a lot." "It is," Benjamin agreed. "But I'll be waiting right here at 3:30. You go in, do your thing, and if it feels weird, we talk about it." Liam nodded. "Okay." Benjamin watched as he walked toward the building, blonde hair catching the light like his own. Halfway up the stairs, Liam turned and gave a small wave. Benjamin waved back, a proud, quiet smile on his face. Back home, Benjamin turned the dining room into a workspace. He spread out Liam's drawings, lyrics, and rough sketches, lining them up along the walls like a gallery. At the center, he pinned up the crayon picture, the one Liam had updated with his mother standing behind them. That night, when Liam returned, he barely waited to take off his shoes. "Dad," he called, breathless. "Guess what?" Benjamin looked up from the piano. "Tell me." "I sang in class. They said I had pitch control. They gave me a solo for the fall recital." Benjamin stood, arms wide. Liam ran into them. "I'm so proud of you." "I'm proud of me too," Liam said, then paused. "Wait, is that weird?" "No," Benjamin chuckled. "It's called self-worth. You're allowed to have it." Over dinner, Liam shared stories about a kid named Oscar who played drums with pencils and a teacher who let him bring his own lyrics to music class. Then, as they cleared the plates, Benjamin said, "I was thinking, how would you feel if we made your music official?" Liam blinked. "Like a song? For real?" "I have the studio, the connections, but only if you want it. Liam sat back, stunned. I want it. They started that weekend. Benjamin brought in a producer he trusted, Talia, who'd worked with indie youth artists. She spoke to Liam like an equal, not a charity case. He's got something, she told Benjamin afterward, a tone that hurts and heals at the same time. They called the track Glass Walls. Liam wrote every word. Benjamin played rhythm guitar. It was recorded in 4 takes, raw and beautiful. They didn't overproduce it. Instead of pitching it through Benjamin's label, they quietly uploaded it online. Just a single song from a kid named Liam Elijah. They didn't expect what came next. In less than 72 hours, the song hit 10,000 plays. Then 100,000. Comments poured in. This sounds like a kid who's lived 3 lifetimes. I cried. I feel seen. Who is this boy? Give him a deal already. Liam sat on the edge of the couch, scrolling through the messages with wide eyes. People actually listened. Benjamin placed a hand on his shoulder. People heard you. Liam turned to him. Do you think she would have liked it? Mom? Benjamin nodded. She would have played it on repeat. Liam pulled the cufflink from his pocket, set it beside the MP3 player on the shelf, and whispered, Then I think I'm ready. Ready for what? Benjamin asked. Liam smiled. To be found. And in that moment, the boy who once hid behind lyrics stood tall in his truth, with his voice rising from the silence, echoing, into a world that finally listened. The week after Glass Walls went viral, the mansion felt different. Not colder, but quieter. As if something between Benjamin and Liam had shifted. Benjamin noticed it first during dinner. Liam barely spoke, pushing pasta around his plate with his fork. The boy, who once couldn't stop humming, now kept his guitar zipped up in its case. You okay? Benjamin asked. Liam shrugged. Just tired? But it wasn't just that. The next morning, Benjamin found Liam outside, sitting beneath the willow tree, strumming softly. But when he approached, Liam stopped mid-chord and said, Don't. Don't what? Don't look at me like I'm some project. Benjamin froze. Liam, you gave me a studio, a school, a song. But now, people online think you only did it for views, that this is just some heartwarming brand move. Liam's voice cracked. Benjamin sat down beside him. Is that what you think? Liam didn't answer. He stared at the grass, then muttered, I don't know what's real. Benjamin reached into his back pocket and pulled out the original crayon drawing, now carefully laminated. This is real. I've kept it with me every day since you gave it to me. Liam looked at it but didn't smile. What if you change your mind? I won't. That's what the last people said. Benjamin exhaled slowly. You want to know a secret? Liam glanced over. I was terrified the day I brought you here. Not because I didn't want you, but because I didn't think I deserved to be your dad. Liam blinked. I left your mom before I even knew about you. I built this house, this company, all while convincing myself I was whole, but I wasn't. Not until I saw you that day in the shelter. Liam's jaw tightened. But what if I mess up? Then we work through it. That's family. That night, Benjamin called Danny. Clear my schedule this week. No interviews, no meetings. Danny hesitated. But the label's anniversary gala. I said clear it. He walked into Liam's room. The boy was sketching in his notebook, eyes puffy but calm. Benjamin sat on the floor, back against the wall. Let's make a deal. Liam looked up. Okay. No more gifts, no more surprises, no trying to fix things with stuff. Just time. You and me. Liam hesitated. You'd still want that? I want that more than anything. The next day, they started fresh. They took a walk down to the beach, just the two of them. No entourage, no cameras. Liam skipped rocks while Benjamin carried their shoes. Later, they stopped by a local diner. Liam ordered pancakes and hot chocolate. A couple recognized Benjamin. Aren't you that music guy? Benjamin smiled politely. Today, I'm just a dad. That evening, Liam pulled out his guitar again. Want to help me write something? Benjamin grabbed his own. Always. They sat in the studio, surrounded by old lyric sheets, coffee mugs, and the drawing, now pinned above the soundboard. Liam began. Not every echo needs to be loud. Some stay quiet, but make you proud. I used to whisper just to hear me. Now I sing, because you're near me. Benjamin looked over, stunned. You wrote that? Liam smiled softly. With your echo in my head. And just like that, the distance between them closed. Not with noise, not with luxury, but with a simple, honest verse sung in the safety of trust. Rain tapped gently on the skylight as the scent of cinnamon rolls drifted through the house. Benjamin poured 2 mugs of cocoa while Liam scribbled furiously in his lyric journal at the kitchen island. You're up early, Benjamin said, sliding a mug his way. I couldn't sleep, Liam replied. That melody wouldn't leave me alone. Benjamin smiled. Let's get it into the studio then. They spent hours layering harmonies, Benjamin guiding gently, Liam leading the creative charge. Talia stopped by to help with sound checks, but this time she just observed. You've got something rare, she told Benjamin quietly. Not just the kid's talent, your bond. It's honest. That evening, Benjamin sat on the couch watching Liam noodle on the guitar, strumming half-formed chords. You know, Liam said, eyes on the strings, I used to think dads were like fairy tales. Nice to imagine, but not real. Benjamin leaned forward. And now? Liam looked up. Now, I think maybe I get to write my own story. Benjamin swallowed the lump in his throat. You always could. Liam stood, walked to the shelf, and pulled down a frame. It was a new drawing, done in pencil this time, more detailed. It showed Liam and Benjamin on stage together. 2 spotlights, 1 mic, 1 shared smile. Liam handed it to him. Look what I made, Dad. Benjamin held the picture like it was glass. This is everything. The next day, Benjamin arranged a visit to the label, not as CEO, but as a musician and a father. Liam's eyes widened as they stepped into the sleek building with glass walls and towering posters of platinum records. Whoa, he whispered. You really built all this? Benjamin chuckled. I had help. They toured the rooms, recording booths, editing bays, conference lounges. Liam stopped in front of a poster of Benjamin from 15 years ago, blonde, sharp-suited, eyes distant. You don't smile in this one, Liam noted. Benjamin looked. That was before I knew what mattered. They entered the songwriting lounge where Benjamin often held meetings. This time, they just sat with guitars and notepads. Together, they wrote a new track. Raw, reflective, real. Lyrics flowed between them like conversation. Used to sing to empty air. Now your voice is always there. Didn't know where I belonged. Till I heard you in the song. That night, back home, Liam crawled into the giant armchair in Benjamin's office and said, Can I tell you something weird? Sure. I used to hate birthdays. Every year, it felt like I was waiting for something that never came. Benjamin closed his laptop. When's your birthday? November 3rd. Benjamin's face tightened. That was her favorite day of the year. Liam tilted his head. You remembered? Benjamin nodded. She called it the day the world added a lyric. For a long moment, neither spoke. Then Liam asked softly, Can we do something small this year? No party, just us. Benjamin smiled. Music and pancakes? Liam grinned. And cocoa. Benjamin extended his hand for a pinky swear. Liam linked his pinky, then leaned his head on his dad's shoulder. Outside, the rain slowed to a whisper. And inside, under warm light and new memories, a boy who once wrote songs to survive was now writing them to stay. Benjamin stood backstage, pacing beneath the buzzing lights of a midtown studio. His phone screen flashed with headlines. Millionaire CEO turns father. Is it PR or parenthood? From mogul to dad, redemption or branding? He locked the phone and slipped it into his jacket. Talia approached, headset on, clipboard in hand. You sure about this? He nodded. It's time. Outside, Liam sat in the audience, front row, swinging his feet, the cufflink still in his pocket. He watched the panel table where Benjamin would sit with other industry giants, for once not to talk sales, but fatherhood. The host welcomed the crowd, then introduced the topic: authenticity in the age of virality. Benjamin's name drew polite applause, but behind it, murmurs lingered. Doubt. Judgment. He adjusted the mic. "I didn't come here to defend a headline," he began, "or to sell a story. I came here because I almost missed the most important song of my life." Whispers stopped. "I built a music empire trying to fill a silence. I thought it was ambition. Turns out it was absence. My son," he looked toward Liam, "changed that." Liam's eyes widened. Benjamin never said that word on stage before. "I didn't find him in a boardroom. I found him in a shelter, with an old MP3 player and a melody I wrote for someone I lost long ago." He paused, then lifted a lyric sheet. He rewrote it, made it better. A photo of the drawing Liam made, 2 spotlights, 1 mic, appeared on the big screen. That's what real music is. Shared silence turned into sound. The audience shifted. Some smiled. Others wiped their eyes. When the panel ended, Benjamin returned to his seat beside Liam. "You talked about me," Liam whispered. Benjamin chuckled. "You're my greatest verse." But that wasn't the end of it. The next day, Benjamin's assistant called. "You should see this." She sent him a link. A reaction video from a teen with a huge following. "Yo, I heard the song Glass Walls again after seeing that CEO speak. And I don't care what y'all say, that's real love." More videos followed. A wave of people defending Benjamin, sharing their own stories of reconnection. Still, not everyone was convinced. One morning, Liam found a magazine in the mailbox. The cover read, "Bought Love or Built It." Inside, an article dissected every detail of Benjamin's timeline. Liam tossed it on the kitchen table. "Why do they care so much?" Benjamin sighed. "Because people don't trust change, especially when it looks like success." Liam crossed his arms. "But we're real." Benjamin crouched to his level. "We know that. We just keep showing up. That's how you prove it." That afternoon, Liam posted his own video. Sitting on the couch, guitar in his lap, he looked directly into the camera. "I used to sing in corners, to myself. Now, I sing beside my dad. Not because he's rich, but because he listens." He played one verse of their newest song, unreleased, and ended with a soft smile. "Some people buy microphones. Mine gave me a voice." It went viral. But this time it wasn't about drama. It was about healing. The final comment pinned read, "Maybe love doesn't need to be perfect, just present." Benjamin read it aloud to Liam, who grinned and said, "Sounds like a lyric." Benjamin nodded. "Let's write the rest." The stadium lights blazed like stars, illuminating the sea of faces gathered for the annual Harmony Music Festival. Benjamin stood behind the curtain, heart pounding, not for a boardroom deal but for a chance to speak from a different place, a father's truth. Beside him, Liam clutched his guitar case, eyes wide but steady. Tonight wasn't just a performance, it was a mission. The announcer's voice echoed through the speakers. "Please welcome Benjamin Foster." Benjamin stepped onto the stage, the crowd's applause washing over him. He raised his hand to quiet them. "This story isn't about fame or fortune," he began. "It's about a boy named Liam, who played a song that changed my life." Images flashed on the big screen. Liam's crayon drawing, their shared studio moments, the shelter where they first met. Benjamin's voice grew firm. Over 700,000 children in the U.S. are homeless every night. Many like Liam, invisible to most, surviving without a family, without hope. He paused, scanning the crowd. Liam's story is not unique, but it is a reminder that with love and opportunity, every child's song can be heard. The audience was silent, hanging on his words. Benjamin smiled and motioned toward Liam. The boy stepped forward, voice clear and steady. "I used to think my voice didn't matter. Now, I know it does." Liam strummed the first chords of their song, Glass Walls. As his voice rose, the crowd was swept into the raw honesty, the fear, the hope, the healing. When the final note faded, the stadium erupted in applause. Benjamin felt tears blur his vision. Backstage, reporters swarmed, eager for interviews. Skeptics questioned his motives. Supporters praised his courage. Liam leaned into Benjamin, whispering, "Did I do okay?" Benjamin hugged him tight. "You did more than okay. You changed hearts." That night, as the festival lights dimmed, Benjamin and Liam sat beneath the stars, the crayon drawing resting between them. Benjamin whispered, "This is just the beginning." Liam smiled softly. "Then let's write the next verse, together." The day of the community concert arrived with crisp morning air and bright, hopeful skies. Benjamin stood behind the scenes at the local outdoor stage, watching volunteers set up chairs and speakers. The crowd wasn't huge, just families, shelter kids, volunteers, but it was filled with genuine energy. Liam, dressed in a simple white shirt and jeans, tuned his guitar nervously backstage. His fingers trembled slightly as he ran through the chords of the song he and Benjamin had written, their song. Benjamin approached quietly. "Ready, Liam?" Liam took a deep breath. "I think so." Together, they stepped into the warm light of the stage, the chatter settling into expectant silence. Benjamin spoke into the microphone first. "This isn't just about music. It's about giving every child a chance to be heard, no matter where they come from." He turned to Liam. "Take it away." Liam's voice soared, clear and steady. He sang about shadows turned to light, about broken walls made whole by hope. The crowd listened, some with tears, some nodding, all captivated. After the final chord, the applause was thunderous. Backstage, Benjamin pulled Liam into a hug. "You were incredible." Liam smiled shyly. "Thanks, Dad." Later, as the crowd mingled, Benjamin unveiled a new initiative, funding music programs for shelter youth across the city, giving kids like Liam a place to find their voice. The small crayon drawing Liam had made, the one with the two figures beneath the music note sun, was framed and hung in the new music center's lobby. One evening, as they sat in the studio at home, Liam handed Benjamin a folded piece of paper. "I made you something." Benjamin unfolded it carefully. It was a new drawing. This time, 3 figures standing hand in hand. Liam, Benjamin, and a woman behind them, arms stretched wide like wings. Liam smiled. "Mom's there now, watching." Benjamin's eyes misted. "Perfect." In the quiet warmth of the room, surrounded by songs and stories, a boy who once played alone in the shelters had found a family, and a melody that would never fade.